Welcome to the series called How to Win at Parenting. In this first lesson, my wife and I are going to walk through this issue of being intentional, parenting on purpose.
Some parents don't have a plan at all for parenting. They think, we'll wing it, we'll figure it out. Whatever comes, we'll figure it out. And then other parents are working really hard before their kids can even talk to get them in the right preschool, thinking about what's the right comp team, and just really kind of taking control and planning everything. Whichever type of parent you are, this lesson is for you.
Let's start with the story of King David in the Old Testament. Now, you probably know the story of young David, the kid who slayed the giant with a slingshot and a few smooth stones. Well, he grew up to be a man. He grew up to be a warrior and a king. But here's the thing. David was the greatest king in the history of Israel, but he was a failure as a father. David famously won many military campaigns. In fact, when it came to war, it seemed like he was good at planning, but when it came to fatherhood, he was terrible at it. There's one example in the Old Testament where his son Amnon raped Amnon's half-sister Tamar, and then a couple years later, because David never disciplined Amnon, Amnon was killed by David's other son, Absalom. In a later story, Absalom's brother Adonijah plotted to take over David's throne, and here's what the Bible says about it. Now his father, King David, had never disciplined him at any time, even by asking, "Why are you doing that?" It's so interesting that passage says that he didn't even ever ask him. Not only did he not discipline his son, probably from a young age, and apparently this is just how David parented, but he didn't even ever ask him, "Why are you doing that? What are you thinking?"
So the story of King David is a great reminder for us today. King David didn't fail on purpose as a parent. He failed because he didn't parent on purpose. If you parent without being intentional, you're going to get lost along the way. You're going to end up being reactive to things that are happening to your kids or around you. And you're not going to have a set course or a set goal in mind. You're going to be kind of lost, kind of like putting out fires everywhere you go. That gets exhausting as a parent. And if you contrast that, when you're more intentional, you know the direction you want to go. You know where you want to go, so you find a way to get there. You have a mission, a plan, a strategy. You have goals for what you want for your kids and what you want for your family. And that allows you to embark on the path more in a straight path instead of winding all over the place and lost.
One of the most dangerous lies in today's culture and today's society is the lie that says, "Hey parents, let your kids just do whatever they want. Don't tell them what to do. Let them choose their own path." But that is certainly not a biblical concept whatsoever. Without the guidance of parents, many kids will default to a path of selfishness and destruction. Look at what Proverbs 22 says. "Train up a child in the way he should go, and even when he is old, he will not depart from it." So biblical parenting is based on the idea that there is a right way and there is a wrong way. In other words, there's a way that kids should go, and parents, it's your job to train them up in that way, but you have to be purposeful about it. It can't be just something nonchalant or haphazard. You have to be very purposeful about training them up in the proper way, helping them to go in the proper way.
So what is the right way to go? What path do we want our kids to follow? Well, in our resources, here's how we like to say it. The goal of Christian parenting is to raise kids who pursue God full circle. So take a look at this image. This is what we mean by going full circle, that you start by trusting Jesus, and then you live your life to honor God, and then you mature by helping other people in their pursuit of God.
So here's how we do this in our lives. We believe that if we model this full circle pursuit of God to our kids, if we show them, hey, this is what we've chosen to do with our lives, and we're genuine about it, and we're authentic about it, and we model it consistently, we believe that they will have the best opportunity to make that same choice. And that really is winning. That's the real win. I don't care so much how much money they make or what they do in their lives, what career path they follow. I think there are a lot of great choices for those things. But the most important thing for us, the biggest win, we think, is that our kids, whatever they end up doing, that our kids are pursuers of God, wholehearted, full circle pursuers of God. Take a look at what David said at the end of his life to Solomon, one of his other sons. He said, "Take courage and be a man. Observe the requirements of the Lord your God and follow all his ways. Keep the decrees, commandments, regulations, and laws written in the law of Moses, so that," now check this out, he says, "so that you will be successful in all you do and wherever you go." I think if David had it to do it all over again, he would be much more purposeful in his parenting. And he would really try to parent to win. And I hope you would consider that also and do that in your parenting from this day forward.
So make sure to use those questions below and have a conversation with your group or your mentor about this. And join us for our next lesson, which is all about creating the right environment in your home.